So the concepts of customer lifetime revenue and customer lifetime value are really important both for you and your team to have a good handle on, and also for your potential investors, because there's a really good chance that they're going to ask you about it. They'll probably ask you, what is your customer acquisition cost or CAC on a unit basis, and what is your lifetime revenue or lifetime value of any customer? And the reason that this is important is because conceptually it gives us a sense of, over the lifetime that any one of my customers is with me, what can I expect them to spend? And so if we look at a practical example of Amazon, they have a very high customer lifetime revenue. Why is that? Because their customers tend to stay with them a long time. The likelihood that I'm going to churn as a customer of Amazon is actually quite low. And I keep going back to that platform to buy stuff very often. So let's walk through a practical example, and you'll see that mathematically this is really not that difficult. And just understanding sort of some of the different components of the equation, you'll be able to talk about this, with ease. So let's say, for example, I've got a B2B SaaS platform, and I have annual licenses. Therefore, if, for example, I charge $12,000 for an annual license, this means that my MRR is not 12,000, but as we talked about in another video, it's 12,000 divided by the life of the contract, which is 12 months. So it's 12,000 divided by 12, which gives me 1,000 in MRR per month. If my churn rate for my customers is expected to be 10%, which means that if I had 100 customers in January, and at the end of that contract, or 12 months later, I lose 10% of them, it means that I will have 90 left, and therefore my churn rate is 10%. The way we calculate lifetime is that we take the reciprocal of the churn rate, which means that we put 1 over 10%, and because 10% is an annual churn rate, in order to be able to compare it to the monthly revenues that each of my customers is generating, I need to convert that into a monthly churn and monthly lifetime. So I take 1 divided by 10% times 12, and that gives me 120 months is the implied number of months in my customer's lifetime with me based on a 10% churn rate. Okay, 1 over 10% times 12. So I now take my MRR on a monthly basis, which is 1,000, times the 120 months that any customer is expected to stay with me, and I get my LTR, or my customer lifetime revenue, of 120,000. LTR, also, just to be aware, is often called LTV. If you Google this, you'll find many people refer to revenue as value. We differentiate because net lifetime value is lifetime revenue minus the costs that it takes to obtain that customer and keep them active on your platform. So there should be a difference between lifetime revenue and lifetime value, and net lifetime value is just lifetime revenue minus the costs that it takes to acquire, so customer acquisition cost for each new customer, and sustain that customer on your platform. I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, please go to the chatbot on numberly.io. Thanks very much.